Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 1st of March. Suicide bombings rock Kabul. Taliban claims responsibility. Pakistan hosts a 13th Eco Summit. Regional leaders call for greater connectivity. And schools reopen in India's Kashmir after a prolonged winter break. And now for all the details. Afghan capital Kabul came under militant attack yet again. Coordinated suicide bombings targeted government establishments in the city, in which one person has been killed and over 30 injured.
Back-to-back suicide attacks rocked Kabul on Wednesday afternoon. A huge explosion took place near the district police headquarters after a suicide car bomber detonated an explosive-laden vehicle. Another attack hit a military training academy next door, according to reports. A separate suicide bomber attacked an office of Afghanistan's intelligence agency, the National Directorate of Security, about the same time. A gun battle broke out between security forces and an unknown number of gunmen immediately after a resounding explosion in the western part of Kabul, a police official said. The Taliban militant group claimed responsibility for the attack.
Moving on to news from India, the Shiromani Akali Dal Badal won the Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Management Committee or DSGMC polls on Wednesday. 353 candidates contested on 46 seats in the polls. DSGMC President Manjeet Singh GK, who sought re-election from the Greater Kailash seat in the capital, won the poll from his ward with 1,230 votes. The elected body manages the shrines, educational and medical institutes and has an annual budget of $1 billion. The major portions are generated from donations at historical Gurudwaras, Bangla Sahib, Seesganj Sahib and Rakabganj Sahib. News now from Pakistan. The 13th Economic Cooperation Organization or ECO Summit began in Islamabad on Wednesday. The event focused on boosting regional cooperation in the sectors of connectivity and trade.
Regional leaders including Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani convened in Islamabad for the Summit of Economic Cooperation Organization or ECO. The theme of the ECO Summit is Connectivity for Regional Prosperity, which concentrated on prospects of cooperation in the fields of connectivity, trade, transport and energy. The event was chaired by Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif.
At this summit, we want to focus on greater connectivity and trade linkages among our countries in order to deliver progress to the people of the ECO region.
The summit aimed to review the state of affairs of ECO in the light of the new and emerging global and regional circumstances and also outline a course of action it should follow in expanding regional economic cooperation among its member states. However, top Afghan leaders made a no-show at the event amid deteriorating diplomatic relations with Pakistan.
Meanwhile, Pakistan has approached the Interpol seeking red notices against exiled Baloch leader Braham Dag Bukti and his aide for their alleged involvement in militancy in the restive Balochistan province.
Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency or FIA is said to have written a letter to France-based Interpol to issue red notices against Bukti, head of the Balochistan Republican Party, and his spokesman Sher Mohammad. In a letter sent to the Secretary General of Interpol, FIA said both Bukti and Mohammad of the Balochistan Republican Army were involved in various terrorist attacks in southwestern Balochistan province. However, Pakistan's move was not far from being slammed by activists.
ये फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं है, ये तो पाकिस्तान हर दूसरे तीसरे साल में कोई ना कोई ऐसा ड्रामा करता रहता है। कभी एफआईआर के नाम पर उल्टे पुल्टे एफआईआर दर्ज करना, जब वहाँ एफआईआर से काम नहीं होता है तो रेड वारंट के नाम पे। तो ये एक पाकिस्तान को अपने आप ही खौफ है। पाकिस्तान समझ चुका है कि वो हार चुके हैं, उनके पास और कोई जरिया नहीं है।
Those who conspire and execute terror acts across the world. Now that country which has been defying even Interpol's request to hand over and arrest these criminals is now complaining to Interpol. Interpol is a very serious protocol among civilized nations of the world, and Pakistan has no place left in it anymore.
Bukti, who has sought asylum in India after Switzerland rejected his plea for refuge, also took to Twitter challenging Pakistan that it cannot silence and suppress the democratic struggle of Baloch people by atrocities in Balochistan.
Residents in Afghan capital Kabul are struggling to meet their daily requirement of water. One has to go to a faraway place to fetch water due to overuse and drought.
Finding water in arid Afghanistan has virtually become a challenge for residents. This is due to drop in groundwater level caused by overuse and drought. Several unseasonably dry winters with little rain and dusting of snow have exacerbated the problem.
ما با سختی از یوم میبرند بالا کردن بشکا بسیار سخت است. دکتر بشکا گرنگ دیگه هر کس که پولدار است اون چا میزنه. ما از دولت تقاضا داریم که میاره اجازه نده که ما بیاو میشیم و دیگه چی کنیم ما مجبور هستیم بیام از یو ببریم.
دولت میخواهیم که در خانه یک نل باشه ما بتونیم که از خانه خود ما آب بگیریم بیرون نبریم فقط درس ما رو بخونیم عمقه.
People have started digging deeper wells with little or no regulation, making the water even scarcer. Modern Kabul was originally planned to support about 1 million people, but is now home to more than 4.6 million, according to US government estimates, with people fleeing violence and seeking jobs thronging into urban centers.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal Prime Minister Pushp Kamal Dahal asserted that his government is committed to holding local polls scheduled for May 14th. He called on dissenting forces to seek solution through ballot boxes.
Following failed attempt to convince the Madhya-based parties to participate in local elections, Prime Minister Dahal on Tuesday said that his government made constant effort to amend the constitution. The Madhya-based parties have refused to buy the government's proposal to put the constitution amendment issue on hold till elections. They have instead launched protests demanding amendment in the constitution prior to polls. He insisted that constitutional provision prevents the formation of federal parliament without the local and provincial elections. Dahal assured the agitating Madhya-based people that his government would take the constitution amendment process to a logical conclusion. The Himalayan nation has been embroiled in political unrest ever since the new constitution was adopted in 2015. The minor ethnic and regional parties believe that the new charter does not represent them enough.
Schools in India's Kashmir and areas falling under the winter zone in Jammu region reopened on Wednesday after remaining closed for a nearly 3-month-long winter break. However, it has been 9 months since educational institutions in the valley have worked fully. Due to repeated disruptions in the academic calendar owing to the unrest, officials also stated that schools in some of the snowbound areas of North Kashmir will remain closed till March 12th in view of apprehensions of avalanches and landslides. Despite fresh rainfall which brought down the temperatures, children happily made their way to the schools.
इसलिए मैं इस साल बहुत ज़्यादा बोर हो गए तो घर में ही बैठ के तो अब बहुत खुश नसीब है हम कि अब स्कूल खुले एंड में आई एम वेरी हैप्पी एक्चुअली क्योंकि बहुत टाइम के बाद अपने फ्रेंड से मिल रही हूँ एंड मतलब पढ़ाई पे भी पिछले साल बहुत इफेक्ट पड़ा था तो इस साल मतलब अब पढ़ेंगे अब विश करी हूँ कि और हालत ख़राब ना हो.
An artist in southern India carved a miniature temple made of gold. The artwork was completed in 10 hours and was dedicated by the artist to an ancient temple of Coimbatore.
An artist from India's southern Coimbatore city designed a miniature gold temple car of the ancient Koni Amman temple. It is an ancient temple of the city and is most revered by devotees. The artist carved the temple for the Koni Amman Car Festival that is celebrated every year on 1st March. It was made using 390 grams of gold and was completed in a span of 10 hours.
ஒரு ரெண்டு குதிரை வச்சு செயினெல்லாம் வச்சு இழுக்கிற மாதிரி நேச்சுரல், அதாவது தேர் எப்படி இருக்குமோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு செய்ய முடிகிற அளவுக்கு செஞ்சுருக்கிறேன். மிகவும் புகழ்பெற்ற கோனியம்மன் கோயில் தேர் நாளைக்கு நடக்குது. அதனால் இந்த தேரை வந்து நான் இங்கே கோயம்புத்தூர் மக்களுக்காக சமர்ப்பிக்கிறேன்.
He added that he wished to make a chariot that weighed less for devotees to pull during the procession as part of the festival.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Suicide bombings rock Kabul. Taliban claims responsibility. Pakistan hosts a 13th Eco Summit. Regional leaders call for greater connectivity. And schools reopen in India's Kashmir after prolonged winter break. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.